Hi everybody and welcome to Cut the Kibble. I'm Paula and this is Miss Bella, my 12-year-old Bichon that I've been cooking for since she was around 6 months old, with the blessings from my vet back then because Bella was getting so sick. And no, we're not in the kitchen today. Today I wanted to talk to you about fermented foods. Are they healthy for your dog? And this also can be for humans. You know, it's all the rage now. You know, I home cook, but it's all the rage. People are raw feeding and they're doing fermented foods. You know, and it makes sense that fermented foods are good for the gut. They help build a good immunity system to you and or your dog, because around 70% of our immune system is from our gut. But that being said, it's not good for everybody. Not all dogs or humans can tolerate fermented foods. And that topic that I want to talk to you about today is called histamine intolerance. And please forgive me, I just talk off the cuff when I'm, cooking or when I'm talking to you, but I've done a lot of research on this and I'm gonna have to refer to my notes because I wanna make this a good, knowledgeable video for you to learn from. So if I look this way, I'm looking at my notes. There's a very, and I don't mean to be bashing anybody, I really don't, but there's a very popular dog food company around for raw feeders. It's called Answers Dog Food. And they mail to you raw food and fermented food. They have fermented bone broth and fish broth. They have fermented pig's feet. They have fermented tripe. They have fermented vegetables in their patties. Fermented cod liver, and fermented kelp, fermented goat's milk. And in all these groups I'm in, they say, oh, my dog does so great on goat's milk, yada, yada. But we have to realize, and Bella does not have this issue, but my channel is to share information with you so that you can have a healthy dog. But we have to realize that as individuals, as humans, and also as canines, what's good for one is not good for the other. And in the world, for humans, there's 1% of people that have histamine intolerance. And I really question what is the percentage of canines that have histamine intolerance. Intolerant. I can't talk right now. I just came back from a walk and I probably should have had some water before doing this. My brain needs liquid. Anyway, there was a poll taken and the vet said that 70% of dogs that go in for a sick visit is because they have an allergy, mostly itchy. Does your dog get itchy? And they don't know what the vets, they'll prescribe Apoquil, or they'll want you to go on a hydrolyzed diet from Royal Canine. They just don't know what's causing it. But if it could be histamine intolerance. Now, this subject is controversial. I'm not going to mention vets, but there's 2 vets, you can probably figure it out, that I follow, and I consider them as role models. And I emailed one of the vets, and her son got back to me and said, no, it's very controversial. So many dogs do well on fermented food, so we don't think there's such a thing as histamine intolerance in dogs. And the other vet, who just published a book, she just put something out today about spinach, that some dogs have histamine intolerance. So there you go. Those are 2 holistic vets. And one is saying, and the other is saying maybe. So all I want to do today is to give you information and you do your own research. I'll try to provide, if I remember, links at the bottom of this so you can read up on histamine intolerance. It may help you or a family member, or it may help your pup. So, I think I may have said this, but we as humans share a lot of the same diseases as dogs. I mean, when I first got a dog back in like 2008, I didn't know that dogs could get cancer or diabetes, but we share so much. And histamine intolerance is one of these, I don't know if you want to call it a disease, but something that can really affect your dogs. So the bottom line is that I'm going to say this, Cut the Kibble is going to say that fermented foods are not good for all dogs. What are the symptoms if your dog or if you are histamine intolerance? Well, for dogs, for sure, the itching. If your dog is itching and licking, something is bothering your dog. Other symptoms could be IBS, eczema, hot spots. For humans, it could be your tongue gets all itchy, you have headaches, you have brain fog, you get moody. Who would you think that you would get moody by eating spinach? But these are all things to look out after. So what is histamine intolerance? It's the body's inability to break down histamine. And it means that the body, the dog or the human, does not have these two things. One is called, I'm going to look at my paper right now, DAQ, diamine oxidase. And the other one is histamine and methtransvest. I'm not good at words. So what causes the body to have a deficiency in DAQ? Well, it could be a genetic mutation. It could be if you've had antibiotics or other medications. It could be female hormone imbalance. It could be IBS, Crohn's, or celiac disease. It could be a vitamin mineral deficiency of vitamin B6, vitamin C, zinc, and copper. All those vitamins are needed to produce DAQ. So here comes the part that you're waiting for. What foods have high histamine? You're going to be blown away when you hear this. The number one, when I read this, I thought of all the raw feeders. Vinegar, apple cider vinegar. That's a big one. Tripe, kelfer, sauerkraut, bananas, canned fish. And why they say canned fish is that, and I'm not going to get into it now, but things that are in a can and sit in a can, they produce more histamine. It's like if you buy meat in the store and you bring it home and you let it sit in your refrigerator, uncooked or cooked, it produces more histamine. So people that are really intolerant, they have to go to the butcher and buy the meat and cook it up then, and no leftovers. They have to put it in the freezer right away. And salmon, canned salmon is a big one. Beans, meat, dairy, egg whites. Egg whites are high in histamines. Mushrooms, spinach, Brussels sprouts, and pineapple. I mean, that is just fascinating to me that all these healthy foods can really do a number on a human or a canine. And then there's something called histamine liberators. These are foods that are low in histamine, but they make histamine from other foods, wake up in your body. And those are strawberries, citrus, and nuts. So the bottom line of my purpose of doing this video is just for you to be aware and be educated. And if you were giving your dog fermented foods and hearing that everybody's saying that kefir and goat's milk and fermented fish broth is just fantastic for the dog's gut, but you give it to your dog and your dog is getting sick, it's maybe not good for your dog. I would say it's definitely not good for your dog. So you need to do a process of elimination of foods and also get on a low histamine diet. So anyway, that's it. I wanted to share this with you. I know there's going to be people that are going to be bashing me because they just love Answers dog food, but you got to know what's good for one person or one dog is not good for everybody, because we are all unique. We are all individuals. We have our own personalities and quirks. So anyway, from Miss Bella and me, we hope that you have a good day and keep on trying new foods with your dog and see how it does, because offering your dog fresh food is the best thing you can do. And I want to say one more thing. This is something I haven't read about, but I've been thinking about it. Kibble. I really wonder if that has a lot of histamine, high histamines in it, because one of the big things about high histamine food is it's food that sits around. So like, for instance, I made a pot roast for my son. And by the way, I made it in a slow cooker. Things you cook slow for meat releases high histamines. And then if you put it in the refrigerator for a day, it's getting more histamine. It produces more histamine. So I just really wonder about kibble that sits in a bag, and then you open the bag. I mean, it's not getting more nutritious sitting in that bag. Let's think about it. So anyway, food for thought, no pun intended. Everybody have a good day.